Welcome to part 7 of the McKee Guitars custom acoustic guitar build. Got the top and back glued on, and I trimmed, as you can see, the excess of the top and back that was overhanging on the sides. I trimmed them flush to the body, but before I could route the binding channels, I had to inlay, let's see here, the end wedge first, and then I had to glue on the piece of binding that is going right here first, and then start routing my binding channels. What you see here on the top is the purfling channel, which is this piece here. It's 3 pieces of real thin maple that's going to be glued into that ledge. Now you can tell that that ledge is actually wider than the purfling, and it's shallow. Binding is normally thicker, of course, than the purfling, but what you do is you measure the total thickness of the purfling, which in this case, this piece of purfling here is 60 thousandths wide, and my binding is 80 thousandths wide, so that's a total of 140 thousandths of thickness. So I put on a bearing. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom there. I got different sized bearings for my router bit there, and it cuts different depths, and that one will cut 140 thousandths deep. And then what I'll do is change out that bearing and route for 80 thousandths. So my channel will be a little bit deeper on this. It'll look like a step, really. Be deeper, but it'll give me my thickness I need for my binding, and my purfling and binding will match up perfectly together when I route the ledge for the wood binding. And then on the back, you know, if you want purfling on the back, you can do the same process. So this is a curly maple here. You can see it's got a lot of curl to it. That's going to be, you know, glued on the guitar there. So I'll show you later. Actually the purfling and the binding are, you kind of wonder how you clamp those on, and basically just use strapping tape to as a clamp. And when I put the binding on the guitar, I have to do a lot of miter joints in there, and wood bindings and purflings are a little bit harder to do and a little more time consuming than plastic bindings. I think wood bindings look a lot better. It's a lot better glue joint. Plastic bindings, you basically use an acetone type glue, like Duco cement pretty much, and all that really does is melt the plastic to the wood. That's about the only way, you know, that's about how plastic binding is glued on. Whereas wood glue, you know, you use it on the wood binding, and it makes a you know, very strong glue joint. Plus, wood binding looks a lot better. Plastic just makes guitar look cheap, I think. So yeah, there is a little more work in the wood binding. You have to bend it and getting it glued on and everything trimmed up. It's a lot more work, but it's well worth it in the end. So keep checking out my videos on YouTube and Facebook. I post these on both channels, and you can check out McKeeGuitars.com also, and check all different things out on there as far as repair work or custom building, and it also has my contact info. Thanks for watching.